commitment to end homelessness. And whereas December 21st has been designated National Homeless Persons Memorial Day by the National Coalition for the Homeless, the National Consumer Advisory Board, and the National Health Care for the Homeless Council, and is so recognized by cities nationwide. And whereas in this season of generosity and sharing, residents of Des Moines are encouraged to commit themselves to promoting compassion and concern for all brothers and sisters, especially those who are poor and homeless. And whereas in remembering those who have died on the streets, the cause of ending homelessness is kept urgent, as is the city's commitment to preventing such deaths in the future. Now, therefore, I, Connie Bozen, on behalf of the City Council and citizens of Des Moines, do hereby proclaim December 21st, 2025 as Homeless Persons Memorial Day. And I encourage residents to support all local efforts to eliminate homelessness in our city. And with that, I'll give this to you, Joe, and your work that you're doing with Java. And if you want to say a few words. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Connie, and thank you to all the council members who have supported the cause to end homelessness here in Des Moines. Thank you. And just want to make a quick shout out about the Iowa Homeless Memorial on December 21st. You're all invited, and we will remember people that died homeless here in Des Moines, many of which would otherwise be forgotten with no memorial. So we'll read the names. We'll have a time of music, poetry, and prayer, and I just encourage you to all come out. It's a time outside with the homeless to remember those who died homeless and honor them as human beings here in the state of Iowa. That happens at the West Capitol Terrace, right outside the Capitol on the west side, and it starts at 5:30 p.m. every year on December 21st. This year that happens to be Sunday night, so come out and join us for a half an hour, dress warmly, and help us remember those who died homeless here in Iowa.
I want a picture. So I believe, Nate, you're here to, you guys want to come on up? Okay. We have one more proclamation. Human Rights Day is observed annually on December 10th to commemorate the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948. And whereas Des Moines affirms the inherent dignity and equal rights of all people, and recognizes that the strength of our community depends on ensuring fairness and opportunity for every resident. And whereas Des Moines is committed to fostering an environment where all individuals, regardless of race, color, creed, national origin, religion, age, disability, sex, sexual orientation, or gender, are treated with respect and have fair access to housing, employment, education, and public life. And whereas it is important for local communities to commit to protecting and advancing human rights for all people. And whereas Human Rights Day provides an opportunity to reflect on progress made, acknowledge the work still ahead, and celebrate the residents, organizations, and public servants who work each day to uphold human rights and civil rights in Des Moines, Iowa. Now, therefore, I, Connie Bozen, do hereby proclaim December 10th, 2025 as Human Rights Day. And I encourage all residents to join in recognizing this day by renewing our shared commitment to equality, inclusion, and the protection of human rights for all. Thank you. And I'll let Nate, do you want to say a few words?
Thank you, Mayor Bozen. Thank you to the entire council for reading our proclamation. I have a trivia question for everybody. What do Tony Bennett, Public Enemy, Black Sabbath, and Sinead O'Connor all have in common? To find out the answer, you'll want to come to our event, which is this Wednesday night. Community Impact and Relations is having an event. It's Human Rights Celebration 2025. It'll be held at ZZZ Records, which is at 2200 Ingersoll Avenue in Des Moines. We're going to have music playing. We'll have a local musician also performing. We're going to have some fun trivia and also some snacks and maybe some other surprises. So we invite everybody to come out. To come out, you will need to sign up in advance at bsm.city/human Rights Day. We do have some flyers, and we'll put those on the table. You can grab one on your way out. Thank you.
You don't have to.
Thank you again.
Well, thank you for the work you do each and every day. Hey, we need a picture. We will start our regular meeting at 5. So I'd like to call to order the Des Moines City Council meeting of December 8th, 2025. To order, please take the roll.
Bozen,
Here.
Simonson,
Here.
Voss,
Here.
Coleman,
Here.
Westergaard. Here. Mandelbaum,
Here.
Gatto.
Here.
We have a quorum.
The next item is item 2, approving the agenda as presented and/or as amended. So we have a lot of amendments because of some liquor license issues with the state, so bear with me as I read through them all. 4G is withdrawn, inspections incomplete. 4I is added, consideration of alcohol beverage license applications pending approval of building, electrical, fire, zoning, police departments, and I'm sponsoring it. New applications, Barb Martinez, 515 Euclid. Renewal of applications, Buffalo Wild Wings, 3311 Southeast 14th Street, Game Day, 3800 Merle Hay Road, number 1220. D is Garden Nightclub, 525 East Grand Avenue. E is Noche, 1326 Walnut Street. Special event applications. F is Holiday Hullabaloo Incorporated, 1111 East Army Post Road, 14 days, special Class C liquor license beer wine for Holiday Hullabaloo. December 2nd through the 15th in 2025. G is Holiday Hullabaloo, Inc., 1111 East Army Post Road, 14 days, special class C liquor license, beer wine for Holiday Hullabaloo, December 19th, 2025 through January 1st, 2026. Number 24 has been added. It's setting the date of hearing on approval of First Amendment to lease agreement with Joppa with option to purchase property located generally at 2501 Maury Street, 122225. I'm sponsoring that also. Regular agenda items, 56 is the updated speaker list. With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. The next item is approving the consent agenda items 3 through 43. These items are routine items and will be enacted by one roll call vote without separate discussion unless pursuant to council rules. Council requests an item to be removed to be considered separately. And tonight, 4A, Coleman votes no. Item 5, Coleman and Voss vote no. Number 6, Coleman and Voss vote no. Number 7, Coleman would like to speak. 33, Gatto would like to speak. With that,
Move approval.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. With that, we will go to our hearings. Item 44, on lease agreement with Bergman Academy for Greenwood Building, formerly the Science Center of Iowa Building at 145th Street in Ashworth Park. Germaine comments from the general public, 2 minutes per person to speak, 2 minutes maximum. Anyone wishing to speak? Seeing no one?
Seeing none, I'll move item 44.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes. Voss did vote yes. I pressed too soon.
Okay.
All right.
On item 45, on vacation of surface rights within a portion of Southwest 8th Street, right-of-way adjoining 4601 Southwest 9th Street, and conveyance of a permanent easement for surface building encroachment on city-owned property to C&E Rentals LLC for $450. A is first consideration of ordinance above. B is the final consideration of the ordinance above. Waiver requested by applicant requires 6 votes. Anyone wishing to speak to this? Not?
I'll move it. I see none, Your Honor. I'll move item 45, A and B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. Item 46, on request from HRC Woodmont LLC, Caleb Smith, officer, to amend the Plan DSM, creating our tomorrow comprehensive plan to revise the future land use classification from low-density residential and low-medium-density residential to low-density residential, and to rezone property located in the vicinity of 4425 East Douglas Avenue from N2B Neighborhood District and NX2 Neighborhood Mixed District to limited N2B Neighborhood District to allow the development of one household residential uses. A is first consideration of ordinance above. B is a final consideration of ordinance above. Waiver requested by applicant requires 6 votes. First is the party of interest. Anyone wishing to speak? Seeing none, we'll take germane comments if anyone wishes to speak. Seeing no one?
I'll move item 46, 46A, and 46B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Good job, Linda.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. Item 47, on request from Jeff Nicholson and Tanya Nicholson owners to amend the Plan DSM creating our tomorrow comprehensive plan to revise the future land use classification from community mixed use to industrial, and to rezone multiple parcels located in the vicinity of 917 East 27th Court from MX3 Mixed Use District and limited MX3 Mixed Use District to I1 Industrial District to allow the use of the property for a large equipment rental business. A is the first consideration of ordinance above. B is the final consideration of ordinance above. Waiver requested by applicant requires 6 votes. Again, the first Anyone speaking would be the parties of interest.
I see none, Your Honor. I know Jeff and Tanya are here. If anyone had any questions, I appreciate you investing in our city and staying here. I'm glad that we were able to help. I know you have a couple site plan questions that I know Jason and staff will work it out for you. I'm happy to move 47A and B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven, yes.
Motion carries. Item 48, on proposed amendments to chapters 134 and 135 of the municipal code relating to liquor and tobacco stores and accessory dwelling units. A is the first consideration of the ordinance above.
I would move this. Did anybody have anything else to say?
I have a question on it, but
Okay.
but go ahead.
It always wears on me, and you know it because I vote against one or two every council meeting. I think that the luxury of operating a liquor establishment in our community is a real luxury, and we ought to be really careful. So I'm really pleased that we're continuing to look at the ordinance, and I'm really happy. So I will move it, and if it did have support, I would love to move the final reading according to the non-pre-published Rule 42.
42A.
A.
So
Yes.
I had a question that I sent in over the weekend, but it was not answered. Just how 500 feet are measured? So is that from?
It is answered in the manager's questions, I believe.
But what is here?
I didn't see it. Did I look at it? Did I?
Well, we had so many questions.
Jeff, microphone. They couldn't hear in the audience.
48.
For freestanding stores, the separation distance is measured from the nearest property line to the nearest
Oh,
property
okay.
line. Jason?
Never mind.
Okay.
Second.
Do you need
Okay.
to ask for any?
Yeah, wait, did anyone wish to speak to this ordinance? Okay, we have, seeing no one, it's been moved and
Moved and
seconded.
seconded.
And
With the waiver of 2 and 3 according to 42A.
Correct.
please vote.
What are they?
Seven, yes.
Yes, there are so many. Yeah.
Motion carries. Item 49, an adoption by reference of the 2024 editions of the International Building Code, International Residential Code, and the International Existing Building Code, Council Communication Number 25-441. A is the first consideration of the ordinance above. B is the final consideration of the ordinance above. Waiver requested by Cody Christensen, Development Services Director, require 6 votes. Again, we'll take germane comments. If anyone would like to speak to this item,
I see none, Your Honor. I'll move 49A and B.
Second.
it's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven, yes.
Motion carries. Item 50 is on an adoption by reference of the International Fire Code 2024 edition. Council Communication Number 25-441. A is the first consideration of the ordinance above. B is the final consideration of the ordinance above. Waiver requested by Chief John Takip, Fire Chief, requires 6 votes. Again, we'll take germane comments if anyone would like to speak to this item.
I see none, Your Honor. I'll move 50A and B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven, yes.
Motion carries. The next item is 51 on Second Avenue improvements from Court Avenue to I-235. Resolution approving plans, specifications, and form of contract documents, engineer's estimate, receive and file bids, and designating the lowest responsible bidder as TK Concrete, Inc. Tony J. Vermeer, President, $255,773.50. Council Communication Number 25-453. A is approval of the contract and bond. General public may comment only to the plans, specifications, form of documents, engineer's estimate, or low bidder designation. Those will be the only comments to be considered germane. Anyone wishing to speak to this?
I'll move.
Oh,
Mayor Bozen, members of the City Council, my name is Carol Maher. I live in downtown Des Moines in Ward 3. Downtown residents are thrilled that this project is moving along. The engineering documents say it best. This project is necessary to improve pedestrian safety. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, I hope that the contractor will deliver leading pedestrian interval support at the 2nd and Locust and 2nd and Grand intersections, giving pedestrians the opportunity to get a head start before vehicle drivers are off to the races is a known safety countermeasure. Also at these two intersections, it would be really great and benefit all road users if no right turn or no left turns on red were allowed. There is so much going on with drivers playing chicken on Locust where one-way meets two-way. And I was nearly run over the other day when I was walking through the 2nd and Grand intersection with a driver turning left on red on top of me. Please mitigate these risks. And one final point, in the rendering, it shows the shared use path in red. And item number 35 on the bid is for sidewalk, colored PCC 6 inches. The current shared use path along 2nd Avenue is not colored, and we have used the red color to designate the lanes for bikes only on Ingersoll. Don't you think it's confusing if we start marking our shared use paths for peds and bikes in the color red? If this is the strategy, I kindly ask that you reconsider this decision. Thank you.
Move item, where are we? 51.
51.
Second.
51, 51A.
51A.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
I was just going to say, I'd appreciate if staff would address a couple of those things, just that, I mean, if the coloration, and I don't know that detail, but I don't want to confuse if we're trying to use consistent coloration.
We can look into it. I made note of it.
Yeah, and the leading intervals, as well as the no turn, I would welcome staff's recommendation on review on those items.
Carl and I have been in meetings about 6th Avenue as well, Josh, and same kind of, are we doing the same thing everywhere to create some predictability? I think I think you're onto something.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Yeah.
7 yes.
Motion carries. Item 52 on McKinley Avenue reconstruction from Southwest 9th Street to Southwest 14th Street. Resolution approving plans, specifications, form of contract documents, engineer's estimate, receive and file bids, and designating the lowest responsible bidder as All Star Concrete LLC. Alex Vasquez, member and manager, $4,326,483.30. Council Communication Number 25-454. A is the approval of contract and bond. Anyone wishing to speak to this? Again, general public may comment only on the plan, specification, form of documents, and engineer's estimate.
Good evening. I'm Mayor Bozen and Council Garland Armstrong from the 2nd Ward, and I'm also on the Des Moines Access Advisory Board. And I just wanted to make sure for this that I hope the sidewalks, especially for those with mobilities on the southwest side area, making sure that they got the right of way to make sure that when they get ready to cross the street, because like what the last person said, the car doing the same thing, turning on red instead of waiting, even when you're waiting at the light for the walk sign to go ahead, because there are some reckless drivers wants to do the same thing again on the southwest side. So I hope they understand it, because there are some who cannot speak, who don't understand it in clear English, how to make sure, let the pedestrians go first, and they feel like I feel like I'm in a rush and don't know why. So I think we need to communicate with the residents and how to tell them right in all languages, because there are some just don't understand it, and they feel like they want to be like the movie The Fast and Furious, in a rush, and it really makes me hurt the way that they want to do something like this. So I echo what she said, and I hope y'all can make sure to communicate and make sure this is a safety issue, and so nobody won't be like this or end up in a hospital.
Okay. Thank you, Garland. We do need everyone to slow down a bit and pay attention to the speed.
Probably more than a bit. So just a couple questions about this project, and I don't know if the city engineer, is Steve here?
Yeah.
I just have a couple questions. When I looked at the rendering, the shared use shared use trail, is it on the north side or is it going to be, are we switching it over to the south side of the road? Oh, it does, it
I
does.
thought it
Okay.
was north
I just
side,
want to make
wasn't
sure.
it?
And then, Steve, let's talk a little bit about All-Star Concrete, because you and I had lots of conversations about them the last year before they were able to, because they are the ones that did the last segment, correct?
Correct.
And you had to have, I think, a couple meetings with them to kind of get them moving to finish on time to get the road open in the last November, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so are we going to have that same issue with them now? Because there was days that they didn't work. There was days that, I mean, there was lots of days they didn't work. And now we got the same contractor going to do the next segment. So, I mean, I know it's kind of out of your hands, but have we had conversations with them? Like, we're not going to deal with this again because they just because we set a time limit of when it should be done, they could have finished that project well before that and opened that road. But they chose to take their crew and go work somewhere else. So I'm not sure, you know, I don't want that to happen again because multiple days, and then Josh is going to hear it from his constituents, multiple days, they're not working on that road. Why aren't they working on that road? And now we got the same contractor going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Yep. Honorable Mayor, Member of City Council, Steve Neighbor, Des Moines City Engineer. So to answer your questions, the cross-section will be consistent with to the east, so we're not flipping the bike trail. But the contractor, we have met with them. Quite frankly, they were embarrassed for some of the subs performances on that. If you notice, the water main, for example, took really long, and that was a real pain for the residents and utility work. So we made actually a big change on this project. We actually had the water main work bid out through Des Moines Waterworks, so they got a water main contractor, and they've been doing that over the past year.
Right.
And so that'll help tremendously with the schedule. We also had a lot of the utilities, like Mid-American Energy, do some of their work over the past year to help speed these things up, so that way All-Star can probably focus more on what they're good, which is the paving work. Sure. And so that's just a challenge sometimes when you get, you know, their focus is paving, and then they have a bunch of subs that do utility work. And
so did the subs complete the utility work this session, or are we going back and doing more utility work before they can start paving the road?
So the water main work will be done before we start the road reconstruction. We still will have some storm sewer work to do with to add all the drainage, because there isn't much there.
There's no. I don't think there's any on there. It's a farm road.
Yeah. So yeah, this will help tremendously by doing that water main work ahead of time, because frankly that took on like a long. Well, the water main work was part of the contract on the last one, and they got a sub that didn't move as quickly, and so that took a long time while we were out there. So,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate you answering the question.
Thank you so much.
I'll move item 52 and 52A.
Second.
Moved and seconded, please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. And that's the end of the hearings. It's 5:20. Okay, the next item is item 7, the city clerk to issue coin-operated machine licenses. And I believe that was Councilman Coleman that would like to speak to this.
Yeah, I don't like to vote for these, so somebody else can move it when I'm done. But I do, because of my day job, I get some newspapers from around the state, and I noticed that there was an action in Davenport, and it struck me as there was stricter scrutiny of license and approvals for coin-operated machines. So, like, why does Coleman care about that? Like, 3 of the worst situations I've had in my 2 years on the council have been about coin-operated machines and fish games.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was on the council for over 20 years, never heard the term fish games. Come back a couple years later, and that's like all that's really harming a lot of neighborhoods. I would just like to encourage the council to ask the city attorney to look at ways to strengthen our enforcement, partnering with the State Department of Racing and Gaming that was a partner in the investigation that happened at Davenport, because part of the attraction of some of these illicit games are they're a substitute for legal gambling. And there's ways to measure that. And so I'd strongly encourage it. I have one location that's still problematic for everybody that lives close by to it. I feel bad for the people that live close by to it, and I've honestly felt helpless to do much about those kind of overnight fish game things that happen. And I just would really, I'd really value our legal team taking a new look at it. We got new members of the legal team. He needs something to do tomorrow.
He starts next Monday.
Oh,
Next Monday.
I think that's a good.
so I'd like to, as part of a motion, if somebody made a motion on number 7, I would encourage referring the matter to the city attorney and city manager, city attorney really, to look at ways to strengthen our ordinance to the toughest degree possible under state law.
I would be happy to make that motion and direct it to the legal department. I have dealt with these so many times, and we still have several in Ward 2 that are really problematic. And I'm told, it's carnival game, there's nothing we can do, but I would like to see us direct that back to the legal department, see exactly what we can do, because surely we can do more.
Well, Jeff, you and I have had this conversation multiple times because I've got one of those notorious places also, and it does somewhat boil down, and I've had conversations with the state also, and, where these folks, they attract a certain clientele because they're paying out cash.
Which is illegal.
Which is illegal because they are. And so I understand that we have challenges at the city, but I'm happy to support you, Jeff, and anything that you can find out again.
And if there's
But I know that we've turned you loose on this before, and it ends up.
We'll be happy to take another look at it and check into what.
Hopefully, you can partner with the state, maybe, and maybe we can.
That's going to be the key because it's the state statute.
It is.
That kind of limits us.
So if there's
So I'm
something
happy
we can
to
do
move.
from a legislative standpoint as a
Sure.
priority,
I really guess I don't want to move because I'd like to.
There's not a
I would like to.
There's not a person here that wants to move it.
We're gonna vote for it, so I make the motion.
well, it's kind of like under the law, it's just that they legitimately can get the license, but they're not doing legitimate payout, right?
Right. and
In
then
some cases,
in
Some.
some cases, which is not to suggest that
everybody is.
everybody's doing that, and then it becomes an evidentiary issue for us to gather the evidence that we need to be able to show. And we have done some. Meg, your litigation deputy is over there, who used to be the police legal advisor, and we have done some
They've shut
work
down,
on that.
right,
and-
because it was
right,
proven,
Exactly,
right?
when we can gather the evidence. But
I believe too that it's an issue that most people in public service are clear-eyed about, that the other license that we issue for all these other things have limits, hour limits, when they can operate, what kind of staffing is required. There's all kinds of different ways to limit it than just make it illegal. And I think limiting it in my area, the 3 places have caused the most problems: late at night, wee hours of the morning. And I would like to find a way to limit the hours of it, even if we have to make it a priority legislative initiative.
Yeah.
I support that.
Okay, so it was moved.
I made a motion.
I guess I'll second it.
Okay,
You vote.
all those in favor, please vote, I guess. I don't know if anybody's.
Is this hold your nose and
7
vote?
yes.
Well, I think we have work to do. It's clear in the neighborhoods it's not been great.
No, it's been
And there's
bad.
already been 2 or 3 that I know that were shut down because of not good behavior. So with that, the motion carried.
7 yes.
Okay, the next item, Councilman Gatto would like to speak on the naming of the fitness trail at Stone Park as Charles E. Harvey Loop Trail.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you to Ben Page for putting this together in our city legal department. I got a call once Stone Park was finished of the trail from Charles's, it was actually from Senator Bizignano, where Charles Harvey played a significant role in Pioneer Columbus when it started as a coordinator there for young youths, helping them out. And years ago, they were supposed to name something, as you guys seen in the blue letter, but it never happened. So we're going to have a little ceremony. His granddaughter's going to come, and I think Senator Bizignano will probably say a few kind words about him. But this guy was a legend on the South Side, and to put a small walking trail in his name, we'd sure appreciate it. So hopefully you guys will support this, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Ben, for doing this, and we'll set a time up when it's a little bit warmer to maybe put a plaque up, and we can invite some folks and have a little bit of fun with that. So I'll move item 33.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. Next item is 53, consideration of development proposals for the disposition, rehabilitation, and redevelopment of 602 Robert D. Ray Drive. Choose one option below. Council Communication Number 25-444. A is White Lotus Group, subject to conditions, or B, in Taunton Real Estate and Hubble Realty Company, subject to the conditions, or reject both proposals and issue a new request for proposals. And 602 Robert D. Ray is the Armory Building. So with that, I'll entertain a motion. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I have a few things that I'm concerned about and want to just kind of take the temperature of the council. One of the things after there was some reporting on this last week, I got a call just urging the council to do our due diligence, just given, and I was pointed to some articles in the paper, or I guess in the public record in Omaha, and it's a different project, but where White Lotus Group is, the city of Omaha took the kind of unusual step of talking about how they thought the group was in default, and that's a much bigger and more difficult project, so it's very much different set of circumstances. But I want to make sure that we are appropriately evaluating that, and then if we go forward with them, appropriately protecting ourselves in any terms with buyback and other terms to make sure that we are not in a situation where and I would say I would want us to be doing that regardless of who gets the award, that we should be protecting ourselves to make sure that, this is an old building with historic rehabilitation that's not going to be easy to do, but we want to make sure that we can control it if we work with the developer and do not end up with a project moving forward. I would hope that we can be in a position to reclaim the property and be able to choose what comes next. So those are, I would say, my largest concern is I hope we do the due diligence, and I asked staff to do a little checking, and quite honestly would prefer to wait until we heard back from staff, but I think staff was comfortable moving forward, and if we get some negative feedback, that we address that between now and terms. But those flags were I think significant, and I want to make sure that we're doing our due diligence.
How does that work, Scott? Then
Yeah, so it's important to recognize this is the first step of simply identifying which developer you want to get going down the path to see if we can come back with preliminary terms with a development agreement. So,
And when would you anticipate that to happen?
well, I would definitely say several months, and it will really depend on the complexity of their proposal. So I don't know if there's a better estimate than several months.
We'll get the history of what's been going on in other
I
communities.
think there was some communication in our letter too that we got at the last minute, but from talking as far as proposals from our staff was that it was further along than the other proposal, but it's at the very beginning stages. They'll enter into it. There's going to be a lot of cross checks before anything goes forward. But their proposal for what they had committed to and the work they had done was the best so that's why they're recommending this group.
One specific question to the point you're making, Mayor. That information said that this group was coming with their own equity and investment. That wouldn't, if we're picking them in part because of that, we would not renegotiate that, right? I mean, they'd have to come in with the equity that they
Right, we would only
suggest
want.
they had, because that seemed to be a difference maker as you kind of read the staff's report on it.
Yeah, so that was actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think that's something we should be pretty clear about. So there was equity, but their proposal also asked us for the building for free. And if we gave them the building, that would be greater than the amount of equity. So the two proposals were not apples to apples in that regard. The other proposal suggested paying for the building, but they didn't have equity. So I just want to be careful and set the expectation, because I don't think we should be giving the building away, and I think that creates a slightly bigger financial gap as a consequence. And so we've got some real issues to work through as we work towards terms if we go through.
Especially if we're giving the building away, that turns into the equity that they.
Well, that's exactly right. So you've got one that said they didn't have any equity, but was paying for it. Then you have one that were given the building and says they have equity. So that is not, you're absolutely correct. That is not apples to apples.
And they are going to be treated apples to apples. The key here is that there is a value to the property, and that needs to be part of the equation. But there is a gap for both at the end of the day, and so as long as they're compared the same, that's.
So are we going to compare both of those, or are we just going to go
have.
with one of them now?
No, we have, and we've landed on the White Lotus A is the better choice.
Okay. But Councilmember Mandelbaum asked for additional information, and he hasn't received any of that over what they've been doing in other communities. And
So
if
that's-
there's any type of legal issues in other communities with this particular, so what happens then if we enter an agreement and then we come find out that
We're not entering into an agreement today. This is saying go work with White Lotus and do additional due diligence. And if there were issues with other developments, you would not even get back a development and proposal. We would move on and ask for you to shift to the other proposal.
So is the other proposal just going to go up on the shelf until we figure out that
Yes.
if we
Yes.
chose White Lotus and we, okay. Okay.
We'd have to go back.
Well,
out.
either way, nobody's 100% on either one, right?
Right.
So-
There's plenty to work through.
both.
All right.
I just want to make sure that we're kind of going into this with eyes wide open. Particularly, there were just,
I think anything we're dealing with the older buildings, we should always have our eyes wide open because of all the issues that come up.
right, there's a lot that goes into redevelopment of these buildings. And so I'm glad that we had two good proposals with interest in doing them. I want to make sure that we are protected in our terms, that we're not giving away the building, and that we are protected in case the development doesn't move forward. We're able to secure the property without, because that seems to be the issue in Omaha right now. And so I hope we learn some lessons from whatever is going on over there.
I would go so far as to say if this White Lotus group, if this is the direction we go and they can't put it together, it's complicated, it has historic tax credits. Those are not guaranteed, that if it doesn't happen, I would suggest we put it out for RFPs again. Time,
That is an option.
things change in
Right.
time.
And that gives
So,
the other groups too more time to get more
Let's make
complete
sure
too.
that that's in the.
do we have a motion?
I don't believe we have yet.
He hasn't not made yet.
I'll make a motion. 53A.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
And that motion's part of what he, if
Right.
this
It
doesn't work out,
includes-
it goes out for
Goes back to
RFP.
RFP.
That's
included
part of the
in the
motion,
motion.
correct?
That was
Yes.
Okay.
53I, items regarding agreements with the Des Moines Metropolitan Wastewater Reclamation Authority. A, authorizing the approval and execution of and delivery of the third amended and restated agreement consenting to the issuance of bonds by the Board of the Des Moines Metropolitan Wastewater Reclamation Authority for the purpose of constructing improvements under the terms of said agreement and related matters. B is authorizing the approval and execution of and delivery of the amended and restated WRA operating contract.
I don't see anybody who wants to speak, Mayor. I'm happy to move. I know this has taken a ton of our legal department's time.
Couple of years?
Appreciate everything, Jeff, that you've done here, because this is a heavy lift, and I knew 2 years ago it
No
was a
pun
heavy
intended.
lift. And we appreciate it, and it is a great example of regionalization
This is
and
the
how it can work,
finalization of.
and how we can give and take with each other's community and be able to work things out. So this is really, really good. I'm happy to move, unless there's other comments. 53I, A, and B.
Second, and just another compliment to Jeff at the WRA meetings. They're very complimentary of your work, so. And that's terrific. Is one of your goals is to get this done by the end of the year, so.
I appreciate council making that happen for me.
We got her done.
I think to
We did it.
clarify, this is truly creating the regional that has been underway for over how many years?
This has been 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So it's kind of a celebration of vote.
It did, because it didn't start off this kind, did it, Jeff?
It did not.
Yeah,
No,
I know
it
it
did not.
didn't.
Okay, it's been
I'm
moved
glad
and
Jeff got
seconded.
recognized, but I think it's also important to note that we earned this by doing a good job for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's our Public Works team, Scott, and everybody that works for him. So, Scott, Jonathan, everybody.
Yep.
Like, I feel like we put ourselves in a position by doing good work throughout its history. So special thanks to all the people that have worked there doing the work.
Okay,
These are all city employees at the WRA.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Seven, yes.
motion carries. 54 is amending Chapter 114 of the Municipal Code regarding traffic regulation changes as follows. Council Communication Number 25-457, A, traffic control modification 48th Street and Waterbury Road. B is a corner clearance parking restrictions. 1, East 23rd Street and East Washington Avenue. 2 is 36th Street and University Avenue. 3 is Southwest 58th Drive and Terrace Drive. 4 is Fairlane Drive and East Hughes Avenue.
I'm happy to move item 54, 54A, and B, 1 through 4. And pursuant to Rule 42A, I'd waive the second and third reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven, yes.
Motion carries. Item 55 is amending Chapter 2 of the Municipal Code relating to definitions and exceptions of the City Council Ethics Code. Anyone wishing to speak to this?
So I just have some questions. So originally, I've always voted no on this thing. So I'm glad that we're going to go ahead and revisit it, because it's kind of been a little quagmire for years, and I think some of you that voted for it realize probably went a little over the top. So just to clarify, and I know I've asked Jeff this, my brother's lived in this city for 50 years, owns his own house. He can't participate in any type of citywide program because he's considered my immediate family, even though he doesn't live in my household? Is that how this is still laid out? Or my kids now that are grown up, not in my household, that own their own house in Des Moines, and there's programs out there?
If it's so first thing to remember is this is only a regulation of council's regulation of council action. So it would need to be something that council is going to vote on or approve. That is where the family member interest comes into. It doesn't mean that the family member can't participate in a citywide program or in a program that maybe the council has funded that a different board or a different entity makes the determination on. That's not what it means at all. What it means is that the council member cannot vote on that item. So in other words, if a rezoning came up that involved a member of your family and a rezoning that was going to be a financial benefit to a member of your family, you as a council member couldn't vote. It doesn't disqualify.
Completely understand that. What about the ION program? So the ION, and I don't have any grandparents or elderly or anybody, but this says that my grandparent wouldn't be able to use.
You just wouldn't.
Can they use the ION program since we've created a program?
I don't know why not. Yeah, and
Okay.
again, this only regulates councils taking official action.
Okay.
Or discussing the item, for example. So if the item was in front of the council, the different parts of the code that aren't being amended here already prohibit council from participating actively in that discussion, for example.
Yep. And I could, listen, I understand I'd probably have abstained from more votes than anybody up here, but I just think that we went over the top at first, and now we're kind of reining it back in, and that was part of it. So that does make me feel a little bit better. I guess you answered my questions.
But tax abatement, we vote on tax abatement. Would that, I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
If our child has a tax abatement application, we vote to approve that tax abatement.
Do we have to
So-
abstain?
Pass,
We just
fail,
have to abstain.
Yeah, well, the tax abatement is kind of different because you set the rules and then you're either eligible for it or you're not. You're receiving the reports of that.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the other thing that you could do anyway would be you could abstain with respect to that particular.
That one.
Like if there's 50 applications, you could abstain with respect to your family member and vote on the
Okay.
other one.
Well, you answered my questions. I'll move item 55.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Do you want to waive?
I will pursuant to Rule 42A, I'll waive the second and third reading.
You want a second?
Yes.
It's been seconded to waive. Now,
Thank you,
we'll
Josh.
get the vote in.
7 yes.
Motion carries.
I think we have a model ordinance, and I thank everybody for working on it.
Okay, the next item is a request to speak. And at this time, we provide speakers under the public speaking portion the opportunity to address the council for up to 3 minutes each, for up to 20 speakers for a total of 1 hour agenda. Speakers will be called forward individually, and we ask everyone to please state their name and address or ward prior to providing comments. Please keep comments germane to the board references to personalities or character attacks, as those types of comments do not contribute to the purpose for which this public forum exists. So at this point, I would just want to also say that as a reminder to the council and public, this public speaking time is to hear your comments, and if there is a need to follow up, we will get it to the appropriate staff or council member after this meeting. So the first person to speak, I believe, is Anna Campos.
Good, excuse me. Good evening, Mayor and City Council members. I'm Anna Campos. I'm here today not as a school board member, but as somebody who has spent nearly 3 years advocating for safer streets for our students and our pedestrians. In this time, we've made meaningful progress from expanding the speed zones and to adding hawk lights in several areas. I'm grateful for the partnerships that have helped make these changes possible, but recent incidents remains us, our work is not finished. We have had a couple students, or a student and a parent struck at Woodlawn Preschool, and then a student struck at McCombs Middle School. Both cases, both were crossing correctly. The drivers were the ones that were distracted. At least one of those incidents, no citation was issued. And the same thing happened on Ingersoll Avenue. A pedestrian was hit and a driver was distracted, but again, no citation. Last year, Iowa strengthened their law around distracted driving, and I'm here today because I believe that we have an opportunity and a responsibility to enforce it for Des Moines. As a school board member, I see firsthand concerns of families walking their students to school every day. I believe the city of Des Moines and the school district can work together more intentionally through enforcement, awareness campaign, and public education to create safer environments around our schools and in our walkable areas. Infrastructure brought us progress, but enforcement and collaboration must be the next step. Our children and our pedestrians are doing their part by crossing correctly, but we need the drivers to do their part. We need consistent accountability when they don't. I'm asking today for stronger enforcement of the driving laws, especially in the school zones and where our most needies are. Between the city and our school to keep students staying safe, not after another accident. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your commitment and our families for Des Moines. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one is Lonely Sasanya. I don't know. Okay, that's fine. If you want to, if you want to state your name, ward, or
Yes,
address.
yes. Good evening, Mayor Connie Busson, council members, and members of the public. My name is Lonnie Sosana. I'm a medical consultant. I'm a registered nurse. I'm also a health policy advocate and a resident of Des Moines, Ward 1. The public's health is my daily concern, and I love the city of Des Moines after deciding to move down to pursue and continue my health career. One of the major environmental disparities Iowans face is water pollution. The city of Des Moines continues to face increasing challenge in eliminating water contaminants, such as agricultural nitrates, from its streamline and across the Raccoon Rivers, which is a source of drinking water for over 600,000 Des Moines residents. The current National Clean Water Act of 1972, it impacts the water regulations and water supply in the city of Des Moines. The act regulates the point source or upstream pollution like industrial or municipal discharge of contaminants. The proposed Permit Act is currently pending in legislative process in the House of Representatives, with arguments on its intention to reduce the scope of the Clean Water Act for the city of Des Moines and Iowans that are allowing unregulated discharge of pollutants such as pesticides and making drinking water a health hazard. Even more recently, with the past on summer of 2025, there was a water lawn ban that was due to the risk associated with these pollutants. So there's an increase in health risk diseases, including chronic medical conditions, disabilities, and mental health illnesses. Mayor Bosen, I know that you have a concern to improve the mental health in the city of Des Moines. So studies show that 1 in 5 Iowans, they also experience mental health disorders each year. So there is an environmental cause and relationship between drinking water and mental health illness, such as anxiety and depression. Currently, the city's water standards are based on these federal regulations and voluntary conservatory programs and non-strict or mandatory regulations, thereby increasing this health risk. So I am proposing an improved Des Moines Water Act, which is a stricter water standards and mandatory regulations is necessary on a local level to ensure and safer drinking water systems and oversight. So every resident of Des Moines deserves the inalienable right to clean water for healthy consumption and overall health. The U.S. Constitution supports the Clean Water Act by enforcing legislation that makes it unlawful to discharge water pollutants into the surface waters without a permit. So on the local level, Des Moines Municipal Code supports the availability of clean water for the residents of Des Moines. So politically, many state officials...
Okay, thank you. At this time, you can follow up, or if you have any other information, you can get it to us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your concern about our water. Many of us up here share that. Carol Maher?
I have visual aids.
You can, yeah.
Mayor Bozen, members of the City Council, my name is Carol Maher, and I live in downtown Des Moines in Ward 3. Last Monday, I was one of 6 residents at the first budget meeting in the downtown library. This starts a long process to get us to April 30th, 2026, the deadline for the FY27 budget. Presenting the Budget Public Listening Post. These, which is what that session was called on Monday. These rebranded, the rebranding of these ward-based kickoff sessions was exciting. I have written a couple of emails over the years requesting that information be presented in a more user-friendly format for folks that don't live in spreadsheets all day. And this year, after level setting and explanation of fund types and uses, we did something different. Borrowing an exercise device for engaged DSM, we became bean counters and were asked to make decisions on where we would like our beans to be spent. This activity generated great discussion between me and my partner. Then I asked, when is the listening going to start at the listening post? This is it. This is the listening. Okay. Then we moved on to a ranking game. We played a ranking game that we played on our phones. How would you rank police versus trails versus sidewalks? And then fire versus roads versus parks, and on, 25 different challenges. The results were shown in a bar graph form. Very interesting. There was only about 10 minutes left in the allotted time, so I asked again, when is the listening going to start? Well, we've done a lot of listening with these exercises, but I suppose if you have questions, we could answer a few. That's good because soliciting public input via public interaction and the city's website is right up there in the budget process. One of my questions was about the Q&A portal on the budget website. A couple of years ago, you could submit a question and get an answer. You could also see the log of questions from others and the answers they received. This was very helpful. But last year, individual questions were not answered, and a log of questions and answers was not provided. Instead, way late in the budget process, when the numbers are pretty well baked, some questions were answered in a presentation format. I asked over and over again, when would my questions be answered? But they never were. Between the non-listening and listening posts,
thank you.
Amen.
With that,
I will make a motion to receive and file 56A, B, and C.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded.
And before we adjourn, we didn't, on the consent agenda was a really big item, item 29. I'd like to thank Mayor Bozen and Matt Anderson for a lot of work in getting us closer to having a soccer stadium in Des Moines.
Professional soccer.
Yeah. And so there'll be maybe, let's see, 3 or 4 more items revolving around the DICO site that will be on upcoming agendas. So,
as we said, taking the
thanks to both of you.
$500 million worth of potential growth and a site that was in really tough shape. So, yeah, right. Anyway.
It's been 6 years in the making, so.
Nothing comes easy, and it takes a lot of time. So, again, thanks, Carl. I think it's a great event. You know, it's great that we're moving forward and that we have the opportunity to really enhance all of downtown Des Moines, and also the extension of the IRA district, which was huge too, into the market district. So both of those together, I think, are about $1 billion with a potential development. And with all the work they've got going, so it really is a great day for Des Moines.
It is.
For the potential. There's still a lot of work to do. It's not easy, but at least we're moving forward in a positive way.
Thanks.
So, with that,
I think it's important to point out that plaza, we'll be able to use.
for festivals.
Yeah.
Right.
We're putting the dollars into the plaza, not just for the soccer stadium, because we know 30% of the people probably won't ever be able to afford a ticket to the soccer stadium, but they will be able to use the plaza and they will be able to enjoy those type of amenities that we're going to provide.
And not have to close Grand Avenue to.
That is
enjoy
correct.
those
For
events.
loans.
Yes.
So I think too, and part of, there's the whole development is the youth soccer, an opportunity of coaching and things. So there's going to be, through the Iowa Soccer Development Foundation, a lot of work being done so that people have opportunities to attend games and also take part. So again, still a lot of work to go, but like I said, we're moving forward, and we appreciate everybody's time and attention on it. So with that, this meeting is adjourned.